Welcome back to another Iron Faith Wrestling Instructional. Today we're going to be going over the arm drag. And if you're interested in seeing bonus content on the arm drag, including throws and counters to arm drag, just check out my school community down below. Other than that, let's get right to the video. Let's start off with the arm drag fundamentals. There are two main arm drags in the sport of wrestling, at least that I know of. The first one is dragging the person and stepping with your outside leg. So I drag the person by, my left leg steps forward, and I turn and pivot in like this. Kind of get my shoulder on his shoulder here. Again, I drag, my outside leg takes a big step forwards, and then I pivot and hug the shoulder here. A couple more times here. Turn this way. All right. I drag, outside leg steps forward, and then I pivot in, hugging this shoulder here. The other way people do arm drags is they step in with their inside foot. So they drag and step in here. Again, drag, step in. So instead of kind of going around the person, they're stepping right through. You're just pulling this arm by and taking a big step in with your inside leg through like that, okay? Now, how do we set up our drag? There's three ways we set up our drag, just like how we set up any takedown. Push, pulls, and fakes. I can, push into my partner, he pushes back, then I can drag. I can fake high crotch my partner and then drag. I can, pull, he comes up a little bit, boom, I can drag. So push, pulls, and fakes. Show you one more time, kind of using a little bit of all of them. Pushing, pulling, faking, drag. You always set up most of your shots with push, pulls, and fakes. All right? Last little point I want to make about the fundamentals of an arm drag is arm drags are used to get people to move. So when I drag my partner and I circle hard, you're going to get a very big movement out of them. Sometimes it's hard to move your partner. They're really strong. You're having trouble moving them. But if you go to drag them, and you get a big angle, they're gonna move. And movement helps you set your shots up. If they're strong here, it's hard to get a shot set up. If I drag and circle, boom, now I can hit a variety of other shots. So that's that third point. Just use arm drags to get the guy moving. If you have that strong, stalky guy where you can't move him around, drag. Drag and circle, then they'll have to follow or they're gonna get taken down. Now, when can we hit the arm drag? I'm gonna show you guys a ton of different ways or a ton of different times when you can hit the arm drag. First, we're gonna start off with a clear. So my opponent has a thumb block on me. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post with my opposite hand. It's gonna come over top, it's gonna thumb block on them just like this. Then I'm gonna slide my hand backwards with my fingers facing into my opponent as I chop as low as possible on his wrist. Again, thumb block, especially if they have a bent arm, I want to straighten that arm out, slide my hand back, and chop it off. Show you guys another angle. We're here, straighten them out, chop it off. As I do that, you'll notice my shoulder dips backwards to make sure the hand slips free. Now, with my other hand, I'm going to reach up and grab as high up in the tricep as possible. Definitely don't want to be below his elbow. I want to be as high up in his arm as possible, okay? So I'm here, straighten. As I go to chop, this hand's reaching and grabbing and pulling by, okay? Show you guys a little bit more full speed. Boom, there. All right. From here, thumb block. Boom, there. Okay? Next way to arm drag is from an inside tie. My partner has my elbow. All I'm gonna do is just push on his outside of his arm, his tricep, and I'm gonna reach in with my opposite hand, just like this. Boom. So I'm just pushing it to here as I take a big step in. Pull him right by you. When you drag, you wanna pull him by you, like this. I'm pulling his arm straight by me. So here, right, like that. One more time from this angle. Inside tie. We can add some push, some fakes. Pull right by just like that. Next way to hit a arm drag is from grabbing your partner's wrist. Now this happens in a lot of different scenarios. One, I could just have his wrist from the open. and I can just pull, grab the tricep. Boom. I can have an underhook and a wrist. Pull here. I could have a Russian, and maybe he's grabbing my wrist. Go ahead, grab my wrist. He's grabbing my wrist. Him grabbing my wrist is kind of the same as me grabbing his wrist. We both have, this is both tied up. See that? So I can hit a drag when my opponent has my wrist, right? I'm here, he has my wrist, I got a Russian tie, open a little bit, right arm comes through and grabs up in that tricep, pull him by. I can hit a arm drag when my opponent has an underhook on me. So my opponent digs an underhook, I catch him right here. If he has it too deep, it won't work, but I catch him, I pinch his hand right in my space between my arm and my side, and I grab right on his bicep. From here, what I can do is I can fake a high crotch. When he goes to step back, I can drag the hand right by. Now I've hit this technique, normally I hit it to the opposite side because I'm a righty. So my opponent digs an underhook, I'm here. I build up some pressure, and I can hit the arm drag right from here. All I gotta do is fake a high crotch, he steps back, then I just push this arm through, grab, and then I start normally running to a single or just going to a go behind here. Show you guys that one time a little bit faster. So your opponent, let's move this side. Opponent's got an underhook on you, you've pinched it, you're grabbing with your thumb and your fingers around this arm. You're gonna fake, boom, and pull it by. You wanna build some pressure up, just like I said, how do we set up arm drags? Push, pulls, and fakes. In that specific technique, I'll build up a lot of pressure, hit a big fake, and then pull that arm by. I'll actually show you guys this one more time because it is one of my personal favorites. I'm here, build that pressure up, build that pressure. Then I go like this, boom, and then pull. And I kind of back out, back out and pull. Then cover the waist. Now we're gonna move into ways to take our opponent down from these arm drag. The first thing is just gonna be go behinds. I'm gonna start off with going into a little bit more detail on actually the arm drag I just did. So my opponent has an underhook, I've pinched here, and we have this scenario. I showed you guys the beginning portion. Let me go into a little bit more detail on how to actually score the 2 points. So I've built up pressure, I fake, my partner steps back, I pull the arm by here. Once I pull it by, I'm trying to take a big step with my left leg and glue my shoulder to here. I wanna get this angle, so turn this way. We're here, I'm pulling it by, I take a big step, hip to hip. I wanna get hip to hip. I can grab his waist, or I can go for his leg. If I'm going go behind, I'll just grab the waist and get the points. So I'm here, I'm gonna fake, I'm gonna drag it by and just hustle those feet, hip to hip, and get the points just like that. Another great position we can hit this go behind from is that underhook wrist position. I got an underhook, I got a wrist, especially if I don't have head position, right? He has head position, so it's hard for me to maybe attack this side, so I'm gonna attack this side, okay? I'm just pulling the arm through, grabbing the tricep, and trying to take a big step with my outside leg and get to that hip to hip position. So I'm here, I'm gonna drag, and look at that step as I drag. Pull it by, and just take a big twisting motion where both my feet are gonna turn in that direction, and I'm gonna bump my hip into his hip here. Show you guys that one again. Underhook, wrist, kind of this angle. Big step in with my outside leg as I pull this and grab here, boom. Now just turn, pivot hard, hit this hip into that hip. Twist, boom. Pull him to the mat. Now here's one I saw from Kerry Colat. He grabs a reverse wrist. So he goes wrist here, and he gives his opponent head position. So we'll go reverse wrist inside tie. So say we're here, very common position where I can hit my single legs, but instead of hitting a single leg, I'm gonna go for an arm drag. What I can do is I can fake maybe a knee pick here, I fake here, and then this hand just comes right to here. Once I pull it by, the hand that has the wrist, let goes, and I go around the waist. The nice thing with this technique, it's very sneaky. They're not gonna know it's coming. They're not gonna feel it. It doesn't make any sense for you to do a move like that. So they're not gonna think it's coming. So I have a reverse wrist. I've given them head position. I maybe step to make him step this leg back, so I go here, boom. Then I'm just pulling and grabbing like this, up in the tricep as high as I can, pull him across as this hand that has the wrist goes to the back. Show you guys that one more time. I'm here. He has head position on me. I've got this reverse wrist, right? Not grabbing the wrist this way, but knuckles facing into my opponent. Then I take an outside step to get him to step back here. Boom. Pull the arm by and drag just like that. Show you guys it a little bit quicker. So I'm here. I'm just gonna get that hand off so I don't have to worry about it. Step, drag, pull by. The next technique I'm gonna show you guys is the arm drag to a single leg. So you can do any drag you guys want. Let's say let's do the clearing. Let's clear the hand right to our drag. So I'm gonna clear right to my drag. I'm gonna twist to go backside, but instead of grabbing the waist, I'm punching my hand into his hamstring, just like this. And I'm sagging down on this arm drag so that it's hard for him to kind of get away. So I'm sagging and I'm holding a lot of weight on this arm. It's hard for him to get away. Now from here, I drive in and lock my hands right on that leg. Back elbow deep, head up and into him. Step in, drive it up to my armpit. Now I'm in a position where I can finish, cover on top. Arm drag to single leg, right? Here, big step in. Here, pivot and punch. Left hand punch right behind his hamstring. Once I'm here, I can drive in and lock my hands around that leg. Head is up and in. I continue to drive in as my hip pushes through and I get that ankle free and get the takedown just like that. Now I'm gonna show you guys a arm drag to a high crotch. Now in this case, my partner might face me a little more, right? If I can't get hip to hip, I'm not hitting that single, I'm not hitting that go behind. But I can hit a high crotch because I don't have to have my body turn this way for the high crotch. So I'm here, I drag, once I drag by, I'm still gonna go to grab that leg here. But instead of going single, I'm just gonna slide this knee in and get my hip to touch his knee, right here. Okay, let's watch that, another angle of that. I pull by, right? Big step and grab. Then I shoot this knee forwards as my hip comes in and I keep my shoulder tight into the high crotch position where I can punch my back arm deep, stand up to my feet, and finish through. Show you guys that one again. I'm here, drag, boom. Look at that hand transfer. Here, then the hand that has the wrist, right to the hamstring. Slide that knee right in. Hips in, punch your back arm deep, run them down. Right to the finish. Now, like I said earlier, when I arm drag, a lot of times it's gonna get your partner to start moving. So when I arm drag on my opponent, a lot of times they're gonna circle hard and that's when we can attack the opposite leg. So I'm here, I drag, they'll face. Once they face, I'm just gonna drop off to a single leg on the opposite side. So I'm here, I drag, and then I'm just gonna let go and drop the opposite way. All right, I'm here, I drag, drop off right to there. Okay, fully letting go of that drag and just dropping right to that single on the opposite side. I'm here, drag, drop that hand back right to my single, head and chest up, drive in, little trip, cover on top. Show you guys that one again from a different angle. I'm here, I drag, get him to circle, boom, right into that single, head up, bring him back in bounds if needed, back elbow deep, lift, trip, cover on top. Now, similarly, we can set our double up with the same type of motion, but normally I would drag the opposite way. So I like a double leg on this side. So what I want him to do is I want him to circle into me this way. So if I want him to circle this way, I want to drag this arm, right? So I drag here, he circles, now I can shoot my double leg in a position I like to shoot my double in, which is a righty double. Hips in, drive right through. Show you guys that one again. This is getting him to circle. I also have another way to hit the double. I'll show you in a second. So I'm here, maybe he's posting on me. We'll try the chop, right? I chop here, drop, right to my double. Head and chest up, finish through. Now another way to hit that double leg is actually by dragging this arm, similar to that high crotch. So say we have the underhook wrist position. I drag here, I'm just gonna pull it through and then double, almost like you're trapping his arm like this. So I'm here, I've got my underhook, I've got my wrist. I'm gonna drag this hand by, pull it, and now I'm in an opportunity to hit this double, trapping that arm, going right through. Show you guys a couple different angles of that one. All right, we're here, underhook, wrist. I drag it by here, come right to that double. Now I'm gonna show you what techniques you can do when they step back. Two ones that I really like are a low single and an ankle pick. So my opponent's in his stance, I'm gonna drag toward this lead leg. When he steps back, instead of hitting that sweep single that we did, that's more when they circle and face you, we're gonna hit a low single when they just step this leg back. So I drag, he steps this leg back, the right hand's just gonna drop down to the opposite heel, and I'm gonna drop to my knee just like this. Head up into the side of the knee, driving in and across as I collect that second leg. Here, I drag, big step, then the right hand that's on the tricep drops to the heel, and I change directions right here. Circle, 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 collect that second leg. I'm here, maybe I'm doing the clearing it to a drag, so I'm here, I clear, boom, drop right in. Run, 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 collect that second leg. Another attack I can do is keep the arm and hit an ankle pick. So I drag, he steps back. Now I'm just gonna keep this arm tight, pulling down, and I'm gonna drop to my right knee, and the other hand's gonna grab the shoe. Boom. Now I'm just gonna drive my head right into his armpit and finish that takedown. Show you that one again. I drag, he steps back, drop to that knee. My head is kind of tight on this arm too. So I'm like this, 'cause I wanna pull him down. Drop to that knee, reach across, drive right through, and get that ankle pick. Show you that again from a different angle. So I'm here, I drag, drop right across. One more time. I'm here, drag, drop right across. If you're interested in seeing some bonus content on the arm drag, including counters to the arm drag and throws from the arm drag, just check out the link in the description. It's my school community where I have all my online courses and the bonus material. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.